Is that why does that seem to be the Einsteins? Why does it seem to usually be like a singular individual rather than a group of creatives who like work together to come up with something?
Right, right. This view that we have of the solitary genius or the lone genius having a big idea somewhere alone, right?
Yeah,
And
Socrates, the list goes so long. It's always individuals.
right, right. And to some extent, or to a large extent, I think it's a cultural myth or a cultural belief that has something to do with our particular society. I don't think this is the view of creativity everywhere around the world, but certainly in Western and American societies, we do have this ideology, I guess you could call it, of the lone individual. And when it comes to creativity, I think of two creativity myths. And one of them is that creativity is based in having a big, brilliant idea. Uh, you can imagine one person having a big, brilliant idea. So, this model of creativity is the insight model. I call it the insight myth. The reason I call it a myth is that almost all creative things don't start with a big idea. They're not envisioned whole at the beginning, but the process starts, the process of engaging in creative action, and then small ideas emerge during the way. So that process is essentially improvisational. And then by the end of that process, you have something creative and wonderful. But in general, with great creativity, what comes out at the end is not what you thought of at the beginning. So there's two myths there. One is the big idea myth that you got to have a big idea at the beginning to be creative. And so you can imagine someone doing that alone. And the second myth is the idea that there's a linear process to creativity where you start from the big idea and then you just execute it.